Hi book friends, it's Jenny at Julia Baby Jen's Reading Room, and today I have a book haul for you. Okay, so I'm back on my channel, which is awesome. Right now I'm doing a series of videos to celebrate my birthday, which is in Cinco de Mayo, and the series of videos run from May 1st to May 5th. So make sure you check the channel every day to check those out. Today I'm going to be talking about recent books I've bought. I've been really good this year about not buying too many books, but this month I did buy a few more than I meant to. But I've been really good at keeping my numbers down. But there were a few that were coming out or that I needed for different challenges that I had to have. So let's get started. So first are my book of the month selections, and I selected this month to get Liberty by Caitlin Greenwich. So this book looked really interesting to me, and I adore the cover. But basically this follows a black woman who's coming of age. She's a freeborn black girl in Reconstruction era Brooklyn, and trying to find out how she can be free or what it's like for her to be free. Basically, it's a historical fiction about women's rights, basically, and black rights as well. So it sounded really interesting to me, and it is based on a real-life woman doctor from those times, so I'm really interested to read this. And then I got Legendborn by Tracy Dion. Everybody's been talking about this book since it came out last fall. Everybody says it's the fantasy to read, the YA fantasy to read, one of their favorite books ever. So I finally picked it up. It's been compared to The Mortal Instruments, which I love. So I don't know a lot about it. I've just heard that it's amazing. So that's all I guess I really needed to know. I thought I would try it. And then I have The Firekeeper's Daughter by Angeline Bully. This was the Reese Witherspoon YA book club pick, and the cover is amazing. I really don't know very much about it, but it seems like it's going to be one of those books that everybody's talking about already. It just came out, so I thought I would try this one as well. Then I have some new releases. I have Go the Distance by Jen Calanita. This is another Twisted Tales. I have pretty much the whole collection. I love these, although I haven't read very many of them yet. But this one follows the Hercules story. And what if Meg had to become a Greek god, which I think sounds kind of interesting. So I'm excited to read this one. Then we have The Rule of Wolves by Leigh Bardugo, one of my favorite writers. Of course, I had to get her newest book. I love her books. I have not read King of Scars yet, so it'll probably be a little while before I get to this, but this is a sequel to that. It's actually just a duology, I guess, following Nikolai, which I'm so excited because he's one of my favorite characters. So I'm hoping I'll be able to read the duology this year. Then I have In Deeper Waters by F.T. Leukems. I saw this and I had to get it. This is a gay romance taking place in waters, pirates, a prince. I don't know. It just sounds amazing. I love the cover. I love the concept. I love the storyline. Have to read it. Then I finally broke down and got The Midnight Library by Matt Hegg. Everybody's been talking about this book since it came out. I've been really wanting to read it, and it's one of the group reads for my TBR and Beyond group on Facebook. So that was enough for me to go ahead and buy it. And I'm actually reading it right now, and so far I really love this. I guess there's trigger warnings for suicide on this, which I can see as far as I've gotten into it. But basically, this is kind of an adult fantasy following a woman who tries to commit suicide or wants to commit suicide. But she ends up in an in-between world called the Midnight Library. And it's placed between life and death. And every book in the Midnight Library is a different choice that she could have made in her life. So basically the idea that there's all these different parallel universes out there based off different choices that you've made. So she can go through and peruse the books and decide if she wants to make a different choice and try out that life and see if she would like to live it. So that's kind of a concept for this, the plot of it, and it's fascinating to me, that whole concept. I'm like, that sounds amazing. I would love to, I don't want to die to do it, but I would love to go to my own library and see different choices I could have made, what would have happened if I made the choice, a different choice. basically. I think it's an interesting way to look at someone's life. So it's very good so far. I'm loving this. Then I got Kingdom of Flesh and Fire by Jennifer L. Armentrout, the book series that everybody's talking about. I read From Blood and Ash last month, I believe. Yes, last month I read it and I loved it. I just devoured that book. So this is adult fantasy, very fantasy with romance, a very heavy romance plot in it. So this is really good for romance readers, which I am, but I also love fantasy, and the world is incredible. I absolutely love this world. I wasn't crazy about the main characters, but some of the side characters I loved. But regardless, it was just so interesting and so many good twists. I just love it. It's such a long book, but so fantastic. So I'm ready to continue on with the series, Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. 600 some pages of it, I think. 620 it looks like. So pretty big book, but I'm excited. And then lastly, I have some NG books I bought for middle grade May. I got Everyday Angel by Victoria Schwab. I tried to read all her books this year, and this one happened to pop up. I didn't know that the series was even out. But this is a bind-up of the 3 books in the series called Everyday Angel, so I grabbed it. Next I have Eva Evergreen, The Semi-Magical Witch by Julie Abe. Sorry, I'm having trouble with the pronunciation today, but this is a group read for May in my TBR and Beyond book group on Facebook, which is why I picked it up. I really don't know what it's about, but it looks so adorable, and it was a really good price, so I went ahead and grabbed it. Next I have Flunked by Jen Calanita. This is the first book in the Fairy Tale Reform School, and it looks adorable. I love Jen Calanita, so I thought I would try this. And finally, I have Bridge of Souls by Victoria Schwab, the last book to the Cassidy Blake series. I love this series. I finished Tunnel of Bones not long ago, the second book, and I'm ready to move on to the third, and this is also a group pick for May for my TBR and Beyond book group. So I really wanted to read it, so I grabbed it. So go ahead and leave me any comments below if you've read any of these books and what you thought about them. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this video. And I hope your cup is always full, and have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.